As you may have heard, we've had our certain run-ins with our Muslim extremists of late. Myself, Gurumit, Tommy. They've threatened to kill Tommy's children. They've turned up at Amit's store, guns. They've thrown a brick at my window to get me to open the front door and do me with a sawn-off shotgun. You soon find out if you can run when someone does that to you, I'll tell you. But all these things, we've done nothing to them. The poppy burners, they live in Luton Town. The extremists that upset our Royal Anglican Homecoming Parade, which was disgusting, they all live in Luton. We know where they all live. They've not been threatened. They've not been touched. Their families haven't been threatened. Their homes haven't been visited. They've not even had a punch on the bloody nose. And yet, our lives being threatened with weapons, guns, our children. But we're not going to give in. We're not going to submit. It's never going to happen. We will never live under this sky, in this nation, as slaves. Never. It will never ever happen. You have to kill all of us. Look at all these people. All these people. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Are they going to kill all of us? I'm looking out here and I see a whole mass of patriots. People that are all singing the same song. We're sick of it. And we're not going to take it. And we're not racist, we're not violent, we're just no longer silent. They think they can intimidate us with threats of death, our children. Well, yeah, you can do that, but we're still not going to stop. You'll have to do it, you'll have to kill us. We are prepared to die. If we have to, this is our country. We're not stopping, I'm not stopping, you're not stopping. This is our country and we love it. We love it. We love the English culture, we love the British culture, English, British, call it whatever you like. This is United Kingdom. Fundamentally, we're a Christian country, but we're very tolerant. And we accept anybody from any walk of life, from any race, creed or religion, with open arms. And we do. We have a massive diverse population in this country. And there's no problem. It's just the militant extremists that are the problem. Every time you open a newspaper, there it is, jumping out here, front page, second page. Every time you turn the television on, you can't get away from it. Now, they're going to keep on trying to intimidate us, and who knows, they may kill us. You know? We've got no say in that. Only the man above. When your time's up, it's up. And if it's up for standing up for what's right, our identity, our culture, our troops, our children's futures, then we'll stand up. Somebody said to me once, a hero is somebody that steps up when everybody else sits down. And all I see is heroes all through this crowd, because every one of you has stepped up for your country, for your queen, for your children's futures, and that's why we're here. We will never, ever, ever submit to Sharia law, to Islam. It will never happen. If you wish to live with us side by side in peace and harmony, then start doing it. Then start walking the walk instead of talking the talk. You know, put it into practice. So at the end of the day, all these extremists, you know, where do they think they're going to end up? Do they think they're going to overtake our country? We're never, ever going to let it happen. It's not going to happen. So they're wasting their time. They can kill us, they can beat us, they can torture us, they can do whatever they like, but they'll never, ever reign over us. You know, we've got the politicians that have no backbone, no courage whatsoever. All of our politicians have sold us out. Sold us out. 100%. Name me one politician that is standing up and calling it what it is. None of them. Not one of them. Only this morning we've had our Prime Minister, David Cameron, dancing around the houses trying to say it in a certain fashion instead of just grabbing the bull by the horns and dealing with it. This is the problem. They made this monster, not us. They made it by not dealing with it, by failing the people of this nation. We put those people into power. We voted them in. They're not doing their job. And we're not tolerating it anymore. We're not going to tolerate it. And because we're not, we've had to set up, and we've had to stand up and deal with the problem. And here we are now. We're getting our voices heard. We will not tolerate these extremist terrorists. We will not tolerate them. Even on a local level, that building over there, that's our Luton Borough Council Town Hall. What a nest of vipers that is. I don't think there's anybody there that can lie straight in bed. It's unbelievable. And they're singing about Luton in harmony. We don't need to be told we've got Luton in harmony. Luton has always been in harmony. I know most people in this town, black, white, Hindu, Sikh. I know most of them. There's never been a problem. Never. Until these people got radicalised and started putting it on the populace in this town. And when they upset our Anglican Homecoming March, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and hence the birth of the EDL. But when they burnt our poppies, that took it to another level. That was absolutely disgusting. You all saw what Tommy Robinson did, fair play to him. He put Daley Thompson to shame deep in that barrier. I was arrested myself, taken to Paddington Station, charged, handcuffed, rough. It was horrible. Full strip search. It was not pleasant. And now I've got to stand trial in June for something I haven't done, for just attending a remembrance service. When did we get so far out of link that in this country, when you attend an Armistice Day remembrance service, that men are allowed to burn and disgrace our troops and the memory of all our fallen soldiers, not just British soldiers, in all the wars prior, American, everywhere, Sikh, Hindu, all manner of forms of soldiers that have gave their lives and been wounded for their country, and they disrespected that. It was probably the most sickening act I've witnessed in all my years on the planet, as far as disrespect goes. It was horrendous. So we're not going to take it, and we're all here today to have our voices heard. And if they do hear it in that town hall and in number 10 Downing Street, we want them to hear it loud and clear. We are not going to submit. This movement has now become the largest phenomenon in the whole country. It's swept across Europe, it's in Australia, it's in America, it's in France, Belgium, Russia, Sweden, Denmark, Germany. We've got the German Hanover division here today. Let's have a round of applause. And we've got the Dutch. You know, these people are passionate about what's going on, as we are. They're passionate about their country, and rightly so. And we'll defend our country. We've not resorted to acts of violence or retaliation. I specifically asked for no acts of retaliation when they tried to shoot me outside my house. Because violence will only beget violence. When you start going down that road, it's tit for tat. But how much longer does our government and these extremists expect us to stand there with our hands in our pockets while we're being attacked? So, finishing up, all I'd like to say is, it's fantastic that you've turned up. You're all patriots, every one of you, and you are all legends as far as I'm concerned. Legends. There's talkers and doers, and you're all doers. And we hope that today we'll pass off with no trouble whatsoever. We've had a few incidents. A couple of lefties have impersonated certain people and tried to cause trouble. But what we want you to do, what I'd love you to do, is to finish this day off, peaceful demonstration. Because tomorrow morning, all over the newspapers, all they will be able to say about the English Defence League is that we exercised our legal, peaceful, democratic right to protest. And it is our right. And we don't want any trouble, and our police officers have been fantastic. The police officers that were looking after myself, they were gold dust. They were absolutely mustard. I can't even praise them enough. The police officers that we've been in the liaison with, they've been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. They were so kind to my wife, who's obviously traumatised. There's my lovely wife over there. Everyone say hello to them. So, on that note, folks, we can finish up this day. Obviously, there's speakers after me, but from my point of view, if we can finish this day and we have a peaceful demonstration and everybody goes home, we have smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. They'd love to ban us, but they're not going to be able to, because there's not going to be any violence from our side. We're going to show them how it works when you live in a democracy, not a theocracy. This is how democracy works. You exercise your right, and then you move on. So, on that note, God bless you all. God bless you all. God bless England. God save the Queen. And
I'm going to pass you on to a local lady. This is a disgraceful story. This will touch every single one of you. I remember the story. She's just come up to me. We've never met each other. She's approached us. I'll let her speak and tell the story because it's a terrible story, but we will stand behind you in getting justice against this man. I'll let you tell the story.
Hello everybody. My name is Patricia Brady and I am the mother of Emily Brady, who was deliberately left to burn to death by a Pakistani Muslim who went on a joyride and crashed a car while drunk, left my daughter in the car to burn to death, and phoned his brother from the scene, Asad Arshad, and colluded with Waqas Arshad to leave my daughter to burn to death. Currently, Waqas Arshad is applying for early release on good behaviour.
Arshad is not getting early release, because that's what we're saying on behalf of the people at Luton. There will be racial tensions if this man is released early. There will be serious increments in the community if you release this. I remember the story. You've told me the story. I remember it. The fire brigade turned up and he said no one was in the car. There was a chance to save her. I remember it. There was a chance to save her and no one was in the car and she died. Now we're telling the CPS, we're telling the court, we're telling the prison, we're telling everybody, the parole board, you are not letting this man be released early on good behaviour. You're not. On behalf of our community, on behalf, in respect of Emily Brady, you are not doing it. And that must have been difficult for you to stand up here and say that, so sweetheart, thank you.
It's very difficult because I am a grieving mother, but I cannot let this man get out. He left my daughter to burn to death deliberately, and from the scene he called his brother and the two of them colluded together to conceal her body. Her brother, Asad Arshad, who lives in Luton, bombarded me with malicious messages, calling to say that my daughter was missing and she was in the car burning alive by Waqas Arshad. He needs life imprisonment because I'm doing life. There is no release date for me, ever. Thank you very much.
That's a very brave lady, don't you think? But I'm a strong believer in a saying, is what goes around. Okay, time for a bit more music.